Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade at the Soul Legacy TV. Today is Environmental Freedom Thursday. So we're going to be talking about teaching online and traveling while you teach as a spiritual entrepreneur and creating that lifestyle and that light work balance. And so what I want to share today is what I usually share if you're new to me. We'll be talking about, I'm just going to grab my cards that I pulled today, and I think these were, I pulled 3 cards for today, so I'll pull those at the end. I'll see those at the end. So we talk about rating your vibrational frequency, and I would say that my rating is an 11 for my environment. But as we talk about the Seven Freedoms frequency, my energy feels lower. So that's interesting. I'm going to talk about that. And I think that's where we put ourselves in certain environments, whether that impacts our energy and our energy, right? So as spiritual entrepreneur, as an empath, I want to really preserve my energy. So, being online, being in different spaces, I've been in different spaces this week and today. And so teaching online as a spiritual entrepreneur is amazing. And I love teaching. But when you are teaching, it's wonderful. As a host, I love teaching. I love teaching online. And welcome. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. But I'm going through 2 other challenges. There was a summit going on, the Stop Writing, Start Selling Summit. I haven't been able to participate in that environment because it's conflicted with time zones and stuff and noise in the background and stuff for my environment. So it's been a different week for me. And I think, I don't know about you, but when you are doing things that are quite repetitive, for me, that's quite boring. Doing things repetitive over and over, like Groundhog Day, right? But that's then the engine to propel you forwards. Or when you're deviating from that path, what you thought that was repetitive, and you're learning something new, it's quite a lot. So I feel like I've been learning quite a lot. And today I was like, I'm just going to switch off. Like, I don't feel like I had eye strain or anything like that. I'm just like, yeah. So traveling while I teach is wonderful. Learning other people's teaching as well as on top of doing what you're doing. I know it's a lot. And I know when I teach and it's a lot and I'm talking a lot and all of my training's a lot and I get the level of overwhelm, and I haven't been like the student for a while. I've got like programs that I've signed up to and coaching and mentoring and stuff because I believe in it. But I haven't really been through anything live. I've been I was offline for over a year and a half, a year of fostering. And so my focus wasn't on the online, never mind doing 2 trainings. But it's going to help me in traveling while I teach, right? So I appreciate the level of free. And I teach to create a 5-day challenge as well as part of your book, as your book marketing. And I love the energy of what I'm teaching, because this model where everybody does, Facebook challenges and they do the Zoom and they do the upgrades, it's wonderful. And it is. And I can see people, funneling people in the environments where they're getting on phone calls and they're doing all the things. And for me, for me personally, hosting that stuff all the time, I realize why I created the model that I've created. So I'm really appreciative of that. Like, yeah, that model pop up, pop down, pop up. Oh, it's just so much. But going through 2 trainings, and then I went through some 2-hour training for kinship fostering. Like I mentioned that I was a foster carer. Going back through that and being in the environment with other foster carers who also want to give back. So my teaching online, I've been learning, I've been absorbing a lot of information, and I feel not completely drained with it, just like my brain's been busy, right? And so that impacts me, like showing up, how I'm showing up, speaking out and serving deep, and how I'm launching my day, leading my day and leaving my day. But I'm grateful for it. And I had to kind of just really decide, okay, well, what else do I want to do today? And literally I just switched a lot of stuff on. I'm like, I know that I will do this YouTube podcast and stream it out, but that's it for today. And so when I talk about rating your frequency in terms of your contribution, no, in terms of your environment, sorry, what environments are you in and how is it making you feel? How do you feel today? Nobody's asked you, how do you feel today? Do you feel in soul funk or in soul flow? And that's where it probably is. My energy is not in complete soul flow because I was absorbing. When I'm out and I'm, and I put out that, I've got to get on some calls and organize my summit and stuff. And I'm not on the ball with those things because I've been absorbing other people's information. So I don't feel like my energy is flowing out. It's just being in. So yeah, but I still, in terms of my environment, I feel amazing that I'm in this. Oh, my daughter came today. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm outside. I'm like, oh. For those of you who don't know my journey in this last sort of 3 months, I gave up my home, that environment, to travel while I teach, to get ready to travel while I teach. And it's been a lot. And I've been in London, I've been away from my daughter, and I've moved back to my hometown. So my daughter's 20, so I hadn't seen her. So saw her 3 times last week. And then today she's like, Mum, what are you doing? I'm like, what? Why? And then she came over, which was just absolutely amazing. I love it. I love having that opportunity to spend that time with her. You good? Welcome. Yeah. Do you want it? Yeah. That's all right. Hey, love. How you doing? Hey, Robin. How you doing? You have to unplug it, love. So this electric blanket in that environment. I was talking about that the other day. Oh, you're welcome, love. Thank you, beautiful. I was talking about that the other day. My niece handing me over electric blankets because it's winter in England and it's cold, so she's gonna put my great nephew to bed. And she's like, "Where's the electric blanket?" I'm like, "It's here." So I'm glad, I'm live, and that's what happens sometimes. And if I'd have ignored her and pretended, then he wouldn't be warm tonight. So it's just, what, I'm in an environment that I love. And that there's so much love here. Robin says, so Robin's on with us on Facebook. I'm good. I'm tired in the sense of my energy's not flowing. I felt amazing for this last 2 weeks. And today I was saying that, I was absorbing training. I did a 2-hour training on the kinship foster caring. And obviously I was a foster carer and I've come out of that. And so, being around people and I feel really good. I feel really excited about it, but I've taken in a lot of information in that training. So I'm not love electric blankets. Exactly. So my niece has just literally been spoiling me. Life is life, right? Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to do it. This is the season that I'm in. And Robin, it's Environmental Freedom Thursday, and traveling while we teach and teaching online, and I've been absorbing other people's teachings, I was saying, and it's amazing. And it's 5-day challenges, 3-day challenges, and they've all come at once. And then I featured in a summit, the Stop Writing Start Selling Summit, and I'm like, okay, all at once. And then I've got to get guests for my summit, and then arrange to be on phone calls, and it's just like, I came back online, as Robin knows, going through a burnout. And I was just like, oh, I feel a bit singed today. Do you know what I mean? Not in a bad way, just as in an acknowledgement of my head feels busy. So what else am I going to do today? That's it. I'm done after the live, which is quite late anyway. I can't see the time because I'm on my phone. It's I don't know what time it is, about 7 or something. But I've had a really good day and I've had a really good week. So how are you feeling? If nobody's asked you today, Robin, how are you doing? And how is your environmental freedom? My rating is an 11. There's so much love. And Mia, thank you. Even good things get tiring, because as I'm saying it, I'm like, where's the gratitude? Where's the gratitude? And we'll express gratitude together. Where's the gratitude? In it didn't quite come out. The words didn't quite come out, but I can feel in the back, like it feels like a contradiction. And I'm speaking it as I'm feeling it, and it feels like that contradiction. Like even when Robin says, even good things get tiring. So even when it's, and that's it, you know, even when say you go get married or you go on holiday, it can still be stressful, but it's a good thing, but it can still have that, you know. So thank you for that. It's beautiful. I love that. I love co-creating this YouTube podcast. I love just the energy of it. So how are you feeling today? Are you in soul funk or are you in soul flow? And so the next segment of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is about your vision. What vision have you created for your life as we travel while we teach? Do you want to travel while you teach? Do you want to teach online? You know, everybody came online because we had to. Lots of people want to do workshops in person, speaking gigs, retreats, different things. So what I like to do is like set you a challenge, a 7-day challenge for your vision board. And that includes the environments that you want to be in. For me, yes, being online and traveling while I teach. And those challenges reminded me, although it's amazing to see hundreds of people on somebody else's challenge, that's fine. But the teaching of it while I'm on there, I don't do my teaching like that. I do it, you go through it and then come and ask me Q&A. I love that. And it's so powerful. I love that. And I can see the mode of selling, and I can see that everybody's they're saying, you know, get on a one-on-one call with my team, get on blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I wanted to do things differently. I just did. Robin says, I feel sleepy, but I'm good. My mood and energy and vibration are good. Woo, woo, love it. Robin says, I love having the online global environment to connect with us. It's massive, isn't it? And welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you are in the world. And so even if you're not traveling while you teach, or you choose to like go away or do whatever, not having the freedom and knowing that actually, if I set up my business, I've set up my business. I'm in the UK, Robin's in the States. Even when we set up my business and even coming on here, I'm reaching people all over the world. Every single day I've reached someone, right? Like, and just having different conversations. And this week, when I look back on my environment in reflection to my vision board for my freedom of teaching online, that's what we have on our vision board, right? And so it's just being really grateful for that. And, you know, even when we're not thinking we're impacting different people, this week has really shown me, I don't know if you've seen any of the replays, Robin, even yesterday, we had someone on and she was, you know, just said, this is what I needed today. This is what I needed about manifesting. And then throughout the week, it was, you know, this is where I'm at. I'm behind closed doors. I don't really feel comfortable being on camera. But then we had a beautiful conversation, a beautiful exchange. Now, if I chose to be in this environment, but record and then upload, I'm not going to have those conversations. I don't know who's going to come in or if anybody's going to come in, but I want to make that energy available to draw in my soul tribe. And it's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. I love that my vision is manifesting. I love that my vision is coming true. I love that I'm the version of me that is fulfilling my vision. So what do you have on your vision board in terms of how you want to do your soul work in the world? In what environments do you want to be in? Who do you want to be in those environments with? And not only that, as the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, we go back and we say, you know, the 7 areas that I talk about daily. And it's a very practical YouTube podcast, meaning that we journal together, we rate our vibration, we visualize together, we set our intentions, we play the soul income game, bank 50K in 50 days, we do it vibrationally. We look at the book that we're reading and I pull a card and I invite you to my call. All of that, me just showing up in this environment in a way that voices my message and connects my vision to my contribution, right? And it connects my health. So I'm mindful and I'm like, okay, well, this is an unusual week for me as in terms of I've got a good few things going on, and being gentle with myself and switching off and not, you know, giving myself grace. And I read a book. Oh, Robin, have you seen this book? I've been talking about this. I've been reading this daily, Make It Happen Manifest the Life of Your Dreams by Jordan Levin. She's amazing. This book is incredible. She talks about the law of attraction, law of vibration, law of action, and the law of rhythm. And she just said she explains about manifesting and how you manifest and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. And if I hadn't been in this environment, I wouldn't have seen this book. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. You've not. It's absolutely amazing. I can't think of why I was going to say it in the first place, but it'll come back to me. But yeah, just having those visions on your vision board in terms of the health freedom. I think I was going to say your mental health, your emotional health, your environmental health, your spiritual health, all those things. Just looking after yourself. The environments that you're in, how do you feel about them? So we talked about emotional freedom yesterday. I know that when I went into the environment in London, at first it was amazing. I was so grateful. And then it became a toxic environment, meaning that when other people are feeling a certain way or thinking a certain way as an empath, we absorb that. And I was absorbing that, whether you want to or not, your subconscious, that your environment starts in your mind first, right? So when things are going into your mind, I know that's then going to start manifesting in my world. I'm like, absolutely hard no, So I'm grateful that I'm here with a lot of love, and I've been able to see my daughter like 4 times in 2 weeks. It's just, and all of my family and my sister, and being able to pick my work up and be anywhere feels amazing. So what does your environment look like, and does it give you the freedom, like if you're not happy in whatever it is, to get up and go, or plan to get up and go, to be in environments that are good? When we think of environmental freedom and we marry like relationships as well, Robin says this environment is not my ideal, but it could be worse. Yes, definitely taking care of myself and clearing as much as I can to make it better. I love that. And that's what I've done. And I know that your journey, Robin, and the environment that I was in my home for like 11 years, but on my vision board, which I've just visualized before I came online, is my dream home, which I've been dreaming of for like the last decade. And so more than a decade. And I'm like, okay, well, when? And in the book, Jordana, she talks about like knowing a thing, and the universe knowing a thing, thinking and feeling about a thing, and then without the action, not that it isn't going to happen unless that action meets it. And that's what we've been told about the manifestation. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying give up your home and do all the things, but I'm just saying on my vision board, what was in alignment. And so being in the environment, and also relationships as well. Like when we think of environment, the relationships that we have, right? And so it's not, oh, well, I have to feel a lack, but it's like, what do you truly, truly desire? We don't know how long we've got on this earthly plane. And for me, I was realizing that I was visualizing my barn conversion, if anybody knows me. And so it's like, what do I need to do in order to contribute to be able to have that barn conversion, right? And have that unlimited income coming in, and the version of me and all that. And this is part of it, like stepping into that. And so when I think about relationships, and I'll talk about it more on Relationship Freedom Friday tomorrow, is manifesting the relationships that are going to support me to get to my vision, and not the relationships that where it's a jealousy or a pull you down for your success, or mockery of your because oftentimes we hold back because of other people's judgment of like, oh, well, you want to be in that environment, you want to be online, you want to be on YouTube, you want to be on do you know what I mean? It's like having those relationships around you that support you. And for me, manifesting my husband, being on this journey of, well, the relationships that I've had and I've been in were not in alignment with where I wanted to go. So I had to let them go, which sounds really harsh, but it just is as part of the journey. I'm calling in new relationships, and I'm saying to you guys that I'm on the dating app, that environment, right? And I laugh because it's ridiculous. I came off it, then I went back on it. Now I've paused it. I'm speaking to someone that is close to the environment, which is like 2 hours away, that I was, where the energy goes, the energy flows, where I was visualizing the barn conversion. Remember that barn conversion, Robin? This is a little while ago. Had 14, it's like a hotel, run as a hotel, had 14 bedrooms, like manifesting someone who works about 4 miles away from there and lives about 13 miles away from there. And I'm like, where are your energy and your attention goes? And because all of this vision is connected for me. I want to be in a relationship with someone who gets it. Yeah, the 14 bedroom. Yeah. And so, yeah, and it's over 2 hours away from me. Right. I know I'm going to talk about it more on Relationship Freedom Friday because I'm like, oh. And I'm not saying I haven't met them, I haven't been on a date and stuff, but I know that just the synchronicities are, and I know that I can go there because I can travel while I teach, I work online, and that is close. And I'm like, universe, I know the universe is just giving me those signs, giving me those confirmations. And I'm saying about the signs and the synchronicities, watch out for them. That when you have your vision, what is pulling you towards it? What's drawing you? What's giving you the signs to go towards it? And I don't know if I said it yesterday about emotional freedom, how I was feeling emotional from a conversation that I was having with him. And I was saying, I wasn't telling the full story because it's not my full story to say, but there's a connection to fostering, and there's a connection to adoption. There's a connection to all the things, and money and the financial and multimillionaires. There's a connection. I'll get permission to share. There's a connection to all of the things that have been in my world, and it feeling okay for me to be where I am. It's just really a really incredible story. So thinking about environment in terms of your spirituality, are you out in nature? Are you connected to source? Are you, like, even if you're teaching online and you're traveling, where do you want to, sacred places do you want to travel to? Where are your favorite places do you want to travel to? And we'll think of, your financial freedom. Do all of that to say, is money in alignment? That's why we pay the bank 50k in 50 days challenge, because my money is not in alignment with, I can go make that payment. It's 1.6 million for the barn conversion. So it's like, okay, well, where's the vibrational gap for the money? Okay, well, I'm visualizing, but if I don't take any action, if I don't do anything, if I don't make an offer for enrollment, if I don't, do you know what I mean? If I don't build the business, if I don't have the container, and like, hang on, how much is it? So that's 1.2 million. So 1 million in my business is 15 clients. Well, that's dollars, $1 million. 15 clients per month for 12 months in my mastermind at 5k. So it's like, oh, well, and I've got that set up. I've had people in it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I've become the version of me. Yes, I've got the vision, but who do I need to become, and what steps do I need to take? So this 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is there for you to visualize what is on your vision board, but also, one, notice what's happening in your in the visible world that's supporting it, that evidence, kind of ignoring what's not, but not getting yourself into like a whole mess by not. And then setting those soul intentions. So the next segment I'm going to talk about is, what steps do you need to take? 1 to 3 steps. And I don't usually do it in this order, but what 1 to 3 steps do you need to do? As Robin was saying, actually, I'm clearing my environment to make it feel as good as it can. Sometimes there isn't anything that we can do other than adapt the physical environment. I could go and view a barn conversion. I can go and, do you know what I mean? I've been in barns anyway, but what can you do? What is the thing that's going to get you there, that's going to bring you closer, probably that you've been avoided? 1 to 3 things in this next week that you can align your environment, however that looks on your vision board, and take that leap of faith and take that action and trust to move forward. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And if it is, creating a vision board around your environment and getting really clear, and not putting things on your vision board that you don't actually want, or having a look at your vision board and taking things off, or looking at your vision board and adding things on. Robin says truth. Sometimes it's just radical acceptance of what is and adapt. Yeah, it is, because if that's on your vision board, then if it's on your vision board, then it's an acceptance. If it's not on your vision board, but there's an environment or a circumstance that's like, I gave up my home. Like, I didn't give up my home and move into my barn conversion. It's like that acceptance of what is, but there's a movement towards, and it's like, which area is it that's blocking that? For me, it was relationships in London. Which area is blocking that? For me, it was health, because I was in burnout. For me, do you know what I mean? Like, what's blocking it? For me, it was emotions. I didn't want to be here. So that's the lower vibration. It's going to block my manifestation. It might be, for me, it might be contribution. I was offline, so I'm never going to do it, like, receiving the income from fostering. So it might be finances. For me, right now, it's financial freedom that's blocking that part. So if it's that's the connection that doesn't allow me the environment, then that's the place that I need to work to make that, to clear that out, and to have that be different, so that I can achieve that vision. And that's why the intentional living codes and these 7 freedoms frequency just highlights, okay, this is the thing. It's not like I can't have it. Might not have it as fast as I want, like, well, I'd love my barn conversion tomorrow. Okay, well, but it's, just enjoying the journey as well. Robin says, right, there's a process in the journey of manifestation. What's on your vision board? Yes. And it's acknowledging that. And that book is absolutely amazing with that. And she says it, well, how arrogant for me to feel like I just need to visualize and think and feel the things, ignore the bills, and then it will manifest. And it's not, and that she's being sarcastic. I think she's from England, but it isn't the arrogance and that we're arrogant. It's the fact that is what we were taught. Think it, feel it, it's going to manifest, like it's going to drop on our head. Like, but she said the missing part is that action. And I know that I'm on path, and it's hard sometimes, to trust it, and, to not see my daughter and not have the home, not have the thing, build the thing online, all the things. It's not easy. I want to share my highs, my lows, my successes. And when something feels toxic and something's not supporting me, without being disrespectful to anyone. And my niece is like, yeah, tell the truth. And I'm like, I can't not. So I'm just trying to say things in, sometimes the universe will lead you. And where I was in London was closer to the guy that I'm talking to and that home. It was closer. Do you know what I mean? And he's from there. He's from that East London, and his family's from East London. And I was like, say what now? And he speaks like that. Not saying. Just putting it out there. It's absolutely crazy. And then even if like that doesn't manifest into my husband, it's feeling the feeling of, oh, that's what life would be like, because I don't want to do this alone. I'm amazing at what I do. I love what I do, but I don't want to travel this journey alone. And not because I can't, just because I choose to be in on my vision board. I've locked hands, locked energy with that soulmate connection. That, do you know what I mean? So this gives us an opportunity to, like you say, Robin, with relationships, it's like what's in alignment with our values and our relationship. Yes, our manifestations and our experiences on our vision board, but it's not going after. Intentional living isn't about just going after shiny objects. It's about actually being on the path and being true to your values. And sometimes, like for me and like for Robin, I know Robin's journey, it's caring for family. It's giving your all in that moment. And I gave my all till I almost broke, and this weighed. But then I'm like, okay, well, I can't let it wait anymore. It's bubbling up inside of me. And I think we just know when it's time to shift. but the things that are on your vision board, I'm not someone that says that everything will manifest overnight. Some things will, but I've got a big ass vision, so there's a little bit of patience with it. So the next segment that I want to do is I'm going to talk about the book that I listened to today, which was The Vortex by Jerry and Esther Hicks or Abraham. We're going to do gratitude. So some of you might do gratitude. You might do it consistently. You might not. You might have a gratitude journal. The way that I do it, I'm holding up, if you're listening, a love heart. This was given to me by my daughter. She's now 20. When she was little, she's like, Mum, she gave me 2 actually, but I gave my other one to my twin flame when I was in union. But I say on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. We touch all bases, right? Because the ultimate goal is just to be happy. And it's not happy when. It's not happy when I'm in my barn. It's not happy when I'm traveling. It's not happy when I'm in Dubai on the beach. Like, it's not happy when I'm in the Caribbean. It's not happy when I'm, do you know what I mean? It's happy now. And in order for and before our vision to manifest, we've got to handle our emotional freedom, our emotional frequency. Robin says, see you soon. Thank you for all you do. Love you. You're welcome. Thank you, love. Thank you for being on. Yeah. And so we'll say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So we bring in maybe the past, the present, or the predicted future, right? So for contribution, I say, well, so bring it in all of the 7 freedoms frequency, contribution, health, emotion, environmental freedom, which is today, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. That is why I'm talking about all the areas of the freedoms, because they're all connected. So I say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate contribution. Actually, the contribution that I was able to make on the call today for the kinship foster caring for the charity, that was a really, really, really good experience today. Happy that I was able to make that contribution. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health, that I got asked to check in how I'm feeling. And my level of self-care at the end of that call, which is pretty special, which made me think, I was super excited. I think probably part of it is like being super excited and on a high and then that dropping, like when your energy is out. So just noticing that. Happy and grateful and appreciate that feeling of excitement and the feeling of excitement and just exchanging feelings. I had some news about a friend's family member, I will actually say, but not good news. And I reached out and I just sent my love, and I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, because she got straight back to me, yeah, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environmental freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate Telegram, because that's how a different friend who told me about that friend got hold of me and just said, I want to let you know. So I appreciate that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the relationships that I have. My daughter's just phenomenal. My niece is just amazing. Like, her son's really, really cool. I'm just happy and grateful and appreciate Bumble, being able to match with people that you can have a conversation with, which is nice. It's different, and I'm happy and grateful that Robin was on here with me. Really, really appreciate that. Happy and grateful. And I was thinking about Robin today, actually. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality, the trust. When there's any doubt, when there's any what have you, or there's any overwhelm, the trust. It's big. Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. I'm thinking what I've got today. My niece went and bought me potato chips today. Yeah, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. Hey, how you doing? So we are on how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day. How have you launched your day today in terms of, being a spiritual entrepreneur? If you're a spiritual entrepreneur, hey, love, how you doing? Strong body, strong soul. That's Maria. Maria says, hi, Iona, trust your voice. We'll get to the right souls. Absolutely, in the right environments, right? And so Maria has the podcasting support community. Oh, you missed me. Don't, because I'll just straight up blubber. I'm so like, yeah. I'll miss you too. Ah, thank you. See those environments that I was saying, Maria, that today this week, sorry, there's a summit, the Stop Writing, Start Selling Summit, which is epic, but I haven't been able to be in the space because I've got, I will blubber. I've just had stuff, and then I went on 2 trainings like that I signed up for, and I paid for VIP, so I was on there. Today I was like, I'm just going to turn it off. A lot of stuff, a lot of information, amazing information, but not to just be, the calls were kind of back to back, so it's like a long period of time, and my live. And then I was on 2-hour training today for kinship fostering, to volunteer to support other foster carers. So there was a lot in my world, and I've relocated as well. You are non-stop expanding. You've just got to, right? And I've relocated since we spoke, so I'm not in London anymore. I'm back in my second hometown, and I've been able to see my daughter. My daughter popped around today, so that was just really nice. And yeah, you do just trust. And this week, I was saying, Robin was on just before you came on, Maria, and I said, this week there's been people on who've just said, I've followed you, and I followed you for a while, and this is where I was when I was following you before, and this is where I am now. And I'm like, but we haven't had a conversation, right? And it's like, no, we haven't. And I love that, because I think you say it as well. Like, people are watching you, whether you were on live, people are watching you, whether you're, they watch you right there and then, or your voice, like you said, trust your voice will get to the right souls, and setting that intention. It's huge, and it's hard to remember when there isn't anyone watching, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, well, I've got 3 views today, or no views at all, or whatever that is. It's massive. You do need to trust that you'll reach the right souls. Absolutely. But thank you for saying that you miss me. I will always expand. And I think doing the daily lives the way that I'm doing it on the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is showing that, that spiritual business success doesn't just come, it comes in layers. It doesn't just come by focusing on one area of my life. I didn't want to do that. We do it in the beginning, and we think, I've got to push so hard on this area, which I am pushing hard, because I've got the projects that I've got, but also remembering actually what is on my vision board. And I want to have amazing relationships, and I want to be in a loving environment, and I wanted to be connected to source. I want to go on my spiritual path and my spiritual journey, and I want to welcome that finances in, and all of those subjects. That's why I talk about it. I know, Marie, that you were like, well, that's a little bit weird. You're coming on every day. I couldn't possibly do that. But this is for me. This is my journaling process, and I'm just doing a video journal out loud, repurposing it, putting it in the different environments, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, which is not even called Twitter anymore, on the socials, and in the Soul Legacy Academy for my students. So I love that my message will absolutely reach the right souls when it needs to reach them. I can't believe you put that many things in your hand. You need a basket. Oh, thank you, love. So my niece I'm in my niece's dining room. She's been so amazing to let me use her dining room, and I've just watched her like out the corner of my eye, and she's filling up her arms, and I don't even know, she looked like an octopus with 100 things in her arm. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't want to come back in and out. People know me. It's like, this is the Iona Meade life. It's real. And I'm done with people pretending that, life is not happening around them when they are live. It just is what it is. I will be doing my podcast when I'm all over the world, and wherever I am, there'll be stuff that just happens and goes on. So we talked about rating your vibrational frequency. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today, Maria? We talked about your vision for the environments that you want to be in. We talked about give that soul speaking into existence with the gratitude. We talked about launching, leading, and leaving your day. Like, what actions can you do? The soul guided action steps can you do to have your day be more in alignment with the environments that you want to be in? In the morning is a morning routine, as a daily routine, as a nighttime routine. I don't believe in just that power hour and then having the rest of the day slip you by and you're just like, what happened to the day? Although this week that has felt like that to me, but as a rule. So we've got the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, and then I'll show you the cards that I pulled and talk about the book that I read and then invite you to the call. So these are the cards. So the Soul Legacy Journal, my journal, I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, is a journal which I say it's 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. And this is a magical journal. It's a notebook, really. It's a blank notebook. But let's just imagine. Gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And in the Facebook group and in the private student community for the Soul Legacy Academy, and in the online training portal for the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, I have a vibrational money voucher. It's £1,000. It says the Soul Income Game. I actually had a Fiverr guy design it, and so you can visualize. So it gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. The rules are you tithe 10% to a worthy cause, whatever that is for you. Mine is Compassionate Friends, which is a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. And it actually lays out what the money goes to, which I love. And so you tithe every single day, do that. And then come from the space that your bills are already paid, right? Like for a year in advance or for however long, just the feeling of it. For me, it was always a year in advance. Come to and right now for my expenses, that's not a lot. Like, you have to know what your expenses are to like visualize that and feel that. You come from the space that your taxes are already done and your savings are already done, whether they are or not. And I'm not saying ignore everything, right? But I'm saying the feeling of it, like it's not bothering you, right? And then we spend the rest of the money on our vision, all the things that are on our vision board. So what I like to do is say, when you get your vibrational money voucher when you're journaling, journal it in your journal and actually go to the site or whatever it is. So say if it's Environmental Freedom, it's a holiday, it's a deposit, whatever it is, go to the site like it is that you would be actually booking it, or whatever that is, whatever environment you've got or whatever else is on your vision board. And then if you don't want to spend the vibrational money voucher every single day, because I tend not to, you can carry it over to the next day, but no more than Financial Freedom Sunday. And on Financial Freedom Sunday, I will come and I will share what I've spent my vibrational money on. And so in all, it's 7K every single week, right? And so I challenge you for 50 days to spend vibrational money vouchers so that you can move from what I call a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. Because as light workers and spiritual entrepreneurs, as we're repelling the money and we're not getting paid what it is that we know that we are worth and our value in the world, we're actually vibrating at a lower frequency because we're in worry and we're in doubt, we're in fear, we're in all those things. And because we are spiritually awake, we've got to be in alignment with actually we're running real businesses. And the more money that we have in our business, that means it reflects the more people that we've served, right? So we want to do that. So what would you spend your vibrational money voucher on? Go into the Facebook group and announce it. Do your vision board and announce it. I will be doing my vision board challenge again on the second week in December. I can't believe it already. And then I will do it annually. There's all replays that I did in July. It's such a beautiful process. Take a week to do your vision board every single day. For the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, I go live daily on each of these 7 topics for living a more intentional life, for being in alignment with your vision and your values and raising your vibrational frequency. Because if I raise my vibration, you raise your vibrational frequency, we raise the vibration of the collective. This is like one person at a time stuff. And so by getting clarity on your vision, people come to me and say they want real clarity. And as I've been on these challenges, that's what people have said. They want to know why they're here. and who they're here to contribute. They want to be clear on their vision. They want to make money. They want to have relationships. They want to have, and we're talking about it all. So get clear on your vision. And so there's replays that you can go through. Not everybody will get to the end. Not everybody will get to the end. And so I offer a 2-hour monthly coaching call, the 7 Freedoms Frequency call-in gym, to help you follow through and get to the end and do something different this time and put yourself as a priority. And I know that, sometimes we have a hard time in others investing in us. That's because we feel like a fraud. We feel like, I'm not worthy. Oh, I feel like an imposter. Oh, have you ever felt that? But when you're walking your talk and you're growing in every single area of your life and you're journaling every day with Iona Meade, it's all like a TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, let you feel like you're moving the needle. Everybody that goes through this feels amazing going through it, and they feel proud of themselves because they're doing what it is that they said that they wanted to do. They're not actually just giving their vision and mission lip service. That's that. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is for real. And then I invite you to register for the Masterclass. We had someone who was on the live yesterday register for the Masterclass. It happens live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. I would love to have you on the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. On that Masterclass, I will be opening up my free chapter group coaching VIP day. I will be opening up my co-author enrollment calls for the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365 to contribute. For boot campers, they get gifted one page to contribute in the book as a co-author. And for masterminders, if that's a good fit, then we'll find out on that call and you can contribute 5 pages to the #1 best-selling book we launch in May. So I'm now putting that out, and I think because I've had such a busy week, but I've set that intention to do that, there's a mismatch in it. So I was like, okay, give yourself grace. You've had a busier week than normal. Let's put it out there. So I'll be putting it out there between now and the December 20th. But then, I will, regardless, even whenever it is that you're listening to this, we have it annually. So the spaces that will always be spaces, even if it's not for the next launch in May. I dedicate it to my son on the 6th of May, providing we've got enough co-authors to launch. So if you know of anyone who has a spiritual awakening story, hit me up, email team@soullegacyacademy.com or email submissions@soullegacyacademy.com directly for the story. And I've got to make sure I check those emails. That's it for the Soul Income Game. Here's the cards. And then I will share about the book. So first card, oh man, Mahavata Babaji. My daughter's messaging me. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. Can I get an amen? You understand the connection between all things. I actually do. I'm learning so much about myself. This week, I've learned a lot. I'll talk about more on Relationship Freedom Friday because I think that's where the biggest learning is coming from. Hilarion, divine healing. I don't know if I pulled that already. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to charge and heal. Your light can support others. And I felt like that today. So I appreciate that. Quinn Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. Ooh. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. And I did offer just to be there for a friend who's going through a loss. That's amazing. That's the card, the book, the vortex. And I chose the vortex because it's an environment in and of itself a spiritual, the vortex. And what did they say about the vortex today? Didn't listen to that much because I knew that I was coming on live. So I listened to a little bit just as a reminder, where, what did they say? Law of attraction, Abraham, basically asking. When we're asking, it's being given, and trusting that when we're asking, it's that vibrational escrow is being given. And then we have to get to that space where we're allowing. And this is me allowing soul speaking into existence, I call it. allowing. So are you in the mode of allowing? Are you in the spirit vibrational frequency of allowing? Usually if we're in lower vibrations, we're resisting something, right? So I would love for you to jump on the masterclass with me. I would love for you to jump on the vision board challenge with me. Everything's connected of what I do. The link is in the show notes. The Bank 50K in 50 days challenge is the masterclass. Register for that. Share that out. Invite somebody in. It's epic. It is epic. And on the teachings, I will teach you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high paying soul clients online just by having a conversation, not being weird. And what else? The monthly call is for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, for YouTube podcasting partnerships, for spiritual entrepreneurs with a movement. Come and connect, co-create and collaborate, be a guest, find a guest. And do you know what? I have a formal way of sharing this in the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint, and I'm re-recording as we speak over this next few weeks of creating joint vision partnerships. And do you know what? They're just coming to me. They're just, as I've done the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, they're coming to me. And it's not through sitting down and writing a big fat email and saying blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're on the DMs, or I've seen somebody in a group, or I've said, I actually absolutely would love to have you on. Or it's like, so when I'm doing my teaching, I will share what I've actually done. I will share a formal way, but just being yourself and knowing that people are human. And I spoke to someone, was it yesterday or the day before? And I said, and we were going to do a podcast swap. And I was like, are you free next Wednesday night? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yes. Just like that. Like, I've got to get my skates going, like, for the podcast, but it's all set up. So it's like, okay, I've got a guest, the next guest. And it's incredible. I've got one more spot, I think, to fill for November, which I know exactly who I'm going to reach out to. And that's it, and that's it. And it's like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not like stressed about it. I'm not what have you. It's on my mind because I'm like, okay, you need to be ticking off these things faster. But just growing. I went on this training for messaging, which I teach messaging, but it's like, oh, okay. And I went on this training for AI, and I'm not doing the AI stuff, and it's absolutely been incredible to learn all of that stuff. That's been the thing that I'm like, holy moly, there's so much. And the teaching that I do has not incorporated AI, and I know for a fact the bonuses need to incorporate that, because if it doesn't, my program's going to get left behind. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, holy moly. So I will be, and I am someone that learns pretty fast, and I will be incorporating it into everything that I'm doing, which is quite exciting. It's quite exciting, actually. I was in resistance to it. I'm like, what the heck is that? I didn't even understand what it was. And now I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Everybody wants to save time and energy and money. So let's do that. So yeah, all about the automation, all about the leverage, all about all the things, and learning from each other, coming into the space where we're connecting and we're co-creating and we're collaborating. We can have referrals of books and referrals to podcasts and YouTube and summits. And I love the power of collaboration. I love the power of joint vision partnerships. So being in spaces, I got a list of 77 groups that you can promote in. Not that I want to go and slam and promote, but that's more environments. And I've got a list of 50 podcasts to feature on. So it's like literally, okay, let me park that here, let me park that there, and let me, implement these things. So it's great having that vision. It will come to you. You've got to be in that space and super organized. And as of next week, I will be putting my time blocks back into my calendar so that I'm making sure that I'm getting done what I need to do and when. So that's big for me. All right, that is it. For the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, we've almost been going an hour. Thank you so much for sharing with me, even on the replay. Comment, share this out, subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube channel, follow this along. If you are in the Soul Legacy Academy and you are a student of mine, or you want to be a student of mine, come to the masterclass and then come to the Seven Freedoms Frequency call-in gym. I'm super excited to support you in this, leveraging your light work and your lifestyle on YouTube. If you haven't bought my book yet, why the heck not? So you can grab that on Amazon. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube, because that is what your girl is doing. All right, big love. You are born to serve. Share your light and shine your voice. No, shine your... I'm tired. Share your gifts and shine your light, because you are born to serve. Big love. Take care.